After weeks of speculation, Donald Trump's presidential campaign just had a massive shakeup. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today we have to talk about the 2024 presidential election because Donald Trump's campaign just had a massive shakeup today. And I know this has been rumored for a couple weeks now because, let's face it, there's been a lot of criticism of the Trump campaign in the last month or so because, well, look at this. Harris, as of now, is up by 1 point in the RCP average, which is nowhere near where Clinton or Biden was at the same point back in 2020, back in 2016, but still, Harris has quote-unquote momentum. And there's many people fearing that, well, if this momentum isn't stopped now, we could be in deep trouble. So the Trump campaign decided, you know what, we need a massive shakeup. And instead of picking a random person off the street to run the show, we are bringing back the guy that originally ran the 2016 campaign. Yeah, that's right, Corey Lewandowski is back. When I first saw this, I thought this was fake, like, no way. They're not going to bring back Corey Lewandowski. They're not going to bring him back, or even the people from 2016. I was thinking maybe they bring people back from 2020 or something like that. But Corey Lewandowski came out of left field. I heard nothing about this. Like, I heard nothing. Usually you hear something about, oh, you know, Corey Lewandowski might be back as early as next week or something. No. This was about the first time we heard about, oh yeah, Corey Lewandowski's back. Now, in what position, that's kind of iffy. Some people are reporting that he's the chairman of the campaign. Some people are saying that he's a senior advisor. But either way, he is in a top position in the campaign, not just some low-tier staffer that no one gives a shit about. No, this guy's someone that's at the top of the food chain. Again, it could be the chairman of the campaign. It could be a senior advisor. Axios says it's a senior advisor. Some people on Twitter are reporting that, yeah, he's the chairman of the campaign. And therefore, Susie Wiles and Chris Acivita, they kind of got demoted. They didn't get fired, but there are some people saying that those two, they basically got a demotion. Not officially, but technically speaking, they both got demoted. Which, again, I have nothing against Susie Wiles or Chris Acivita. I think they're good in certain positions, but it does seem like right now we needed a change in the campaign. That doesn't mean fire everyone because that would be stupid. If you fire everyone, well, you run the risk of hiring some bozos. Like, you could hire some real bad people. There are some awful advisors out there. There are some bad campaign staffers out there. You want to stay as far away as possible from those people. So instead of firing the people you got, expand your team. Get people that you can trust, like Corey Lewandowski, someone that when he was the campaign chair or manager back in 2016, he did a good job. Now, he wasn't perfect. He says and does things that are quite frankly stupid. But if he can keep his mouth shut and not do anything dumb, he knows what he's doing. I mean, I think people forget how lackluster the Trump campaign really was back in 2016, especially during the primary. I mean, they had no resources. It was effectively Trump's basement. I'm not even kidding. His campaign was ran out of his basement. But despite all of that, Corey Lewandowski ran a very effective operation. He helped Trump win the nomination. For crying out loud, Trump even admitted Corey Lewandowski was a big reason he won New Hampshire during the primary. He said he had a very good ground game. That's the reason we beat everyone by so much. That's what he said. And you know, Trump, especially back then, he did not give compliments lightly. And that's what he said. So Corey Lewandowski makes perfect sense to add to the operation. And I think he's going to be very effective because there's one thing about Lewandowski that no other campaign manager, advisor, whatever, has yet to really understand. And that's, of course, letting Trump be Trump. Everyone knows this famous motto that he lets Trump be Trump. I mean, for crying out loud, he wrote on the whiteboard of the campaign headquarters, let Trump be Trump. But at the same time, Lewandowski's one of the only people that will go to Trump and say, hey, you're effing up. You're saying some dumb stuff that's not helping you. He will do that. And people don't mention that, but That's what he does. He is someone that knows, okay, you gotta let Trump be Trump, but you gotta make sure it's refined. You have to make sure it's not going completely off the rails. That's Lewandowski. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, Trump's messaging has been refined in recent years. I get that, and it works sometimes. I'm not denying that. Sometimes his messaging can be really good, but remember back in 2020, how his campaign really made a big deal about the Platinum Plan, which I know you're trying to win over some black voters, and I understand if you're going to do a rally in, like, Philly, or Milwaukee, or Chicago, Detroit, wherever. That might make sense to talk about it there. But if you're doing a rally in Waukesha, Wisconsin, for example, why are you making a big deal with the Platinum Plan? Why? No one cares about it. People want to hear about the economy, jobs, immigration, law and order. That's what people want to talk about. And in 2024, it's gotten better when they talk about the actual issues, but I still think there needs to be more refinement to it. And Corey Lewandowski, it appears he's the only one that understands what people actually give a shit about. They don't care about the concept, the Platinum Plan, which they don't talk about much anymore, but even then, no one cares about it. People care about immigration, law and order. They care about stuff like that. And Lewandowski is one of the few people that understands that. And that, I think, is his biggest strength. He understands what voters give a shit about. He understands people want to hear about how Trump's going to fix the economy, how he's going to secure the border, how he's going to stop the crime surge. Now, that doesn't mean there's no place to appeal to Hispanics or African Americans. I get it. If you're in, like, the Rio Grande Valley, yeah, you're probably going to talk about issues that matter more to Hispanic voters. Obviously, immigration is going to be number one, but there might be other stuff that Hispanic voters care more about. I get that. But if you're doing a rally in northeastern Ohio, do you really think those voters give a rat's ass about the Platinum Plan or whatever? No. They care about the economy, inflation, jobs. That's their bread and butter. That's what people care about. They care about, will I have a job next week? Or will be shipped off to China or something crazy like that. That's what won Trump the presidency back in 2016. That's a fact. He stayed on message on issues people gave a shit about. In 2024, he is most of the time on message, but at times it's like, who's writing some of these speeches? They could get boring real quick if they talk about stuff that is either just repeated 100 times over, or is stuff that people don't really care about. And if it's once in a while, fine, but if it's every speech, no, we don't want to hear that. We need something new. And I think that's the biggest addition with Lewandowski. You're going to get a new perspective. You're not going to get someone that's been the main person of the campaign for 10 years now. Yeah, he's been an advisor to some of the Trump campaign. I get that. But he hasn't been one of the top people for many years now. That's the biggest difference. He actually has say here. He's going to more than likely change the direction of the race. He's going to go in there and say, we got to change some of the messaging. We got to start really hammering Harris on stuff that actually matters, like her insane record, which the Trump campaign has done, but it seems like they could go a bit further. So that's what the Lewandowski edition. It's a great one. I think this is a big shakeup the Trump campaign desperately needed. Not that Susie Wiles or Chris Stevens, they're not bad. I just think they need a boost of energy. And Lewandowski's the type of guy that, yeah, you put him in charge, he can fix a campaign. He can run a show. Even if it's only for a couple months, he can be effective. Now, this wouldn't really be a shakeup if it's only one person. Like, yeah, Corey Lewandowski, he's a big name, but hiring one person, that's not going to be a shakeup. It's a big name, but that can't be it. Well, guess what? It's not. In fact, Trump added quite a bit of people. Now, not just one person, but like 4 or 5. That included Alex Pfeiffer, who was part of the Trump-aligned super PAC MAGA Inc. And for those that don't know, MAGA Inc. this cycle, especially the past month or so, has been perfect when it came to making ads. Like, it seems like every ad they post on Twitter and stuff, it is effective, it's damning. It actually goes after Harris for her insane record. It even goes after Walz. So I love the fact that they hired the communications director for MAGA Inc. I think that's very smart. You want people that are actually good at their jobs. And it seems like the people at MAGA Inc., especially when it comes to ads and stuff, they know what they're doing. Now, they also hired Alex Brusewitz, who I know in the past I've criticized. I don't hate the guy. I just think that at times it seems like he's a grifter, but I think he can prove himself. If it turns out he knows what he's doing, fine, this is a good hire. I don't know enough of Brusewitz to say that I hate him. I don't. But I really want to see if he's actually up to the job. Because we need someone new. We need someone fresh. Like Corey Lewandowski, yeah, he's good to have back, but you still want a new perspective. And Alex Brusewitz, yeah, he's a Trump ally. Yeah, he might be an advisor, but he really is new to the scene compared to especially Corey Lewandowski, who's been there for what, 12 years now, or 8? And he's been there for a while. Well, Brusewitz, he's kind of new, especially in this leadership role that now he's a part of. And if he does actually bring good change, it's a good hire. So overall, I think this is a shakeup that was desperately needed. I mean, again, the Kamala Harris quote-unquote surge, it's more to do with response bias. But you cannot deny that, yeah, part of it is a bunch of Democrats, they're finally going towards Harris after saying, we're not going to vote for Biden. Fine, you could argue that. But you don't want this surge to continue. And you need a shakeup now. This is a perfect time, right before the DNC. We are having a restart to the campaign. After the DNC, I expect the Trump campaign to go 150%. And right now, I expect them to go 100%. I'm talking about ads daily. I'm talking about more rallies, not just one rally a week. It seems like they got that message. Like, yeah, we should probably do more rallies. They are adding more, but I still want to see even more. I want to see Trump doing 2 to 3 rallies a week right now. And then after the convention, do like 6. And that's not even mentioning JD Vance. He should be on the campaign trail even more. Put him in states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, even Georgia. Make him campaign everywhere, as much as humanly possible. JD Vance is someone that I believe, the more that he speaks, the more people like him. I really believe that. Even his favorabilities, it seems like it's starting to slowly trend upwards. Does that mean he's going to be net positive by next week? No. But it seems like his numbers are slowly starting to improve. Because more people are starting to hear about JD Vance, hear about his story, hear about what he stands for. And I believe he's an asset to the campaign that right now they've used, but they can use even more. Now, we just gotta see what happens. I really hope the Trump campaign, them doing the shakeup, is them realizing, yeah, we cannot let this surge continue anymore. Stop it now. So, we hired new people, we brought back Corey Lewandowski, and hopefully this is a sign of things to hopefully improve. Like, maybe the momentum might continue for a week or two, maybe. But hopefully within a couple weeks, the Trump campaign, they really start hammering Harris, and they start to actually gain momentum themselves. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.